Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading for the week of June 30th. You start with this indirect source card and this nurturing card. We are in an amazing time of nurturing. Actually, all the readings for July were all about kind of like nurturing energy and nurturing things into existence and all that other good stuff. So I think it would be anything you care about, right? It would be a really good time to spend extra time nurturing those things into existence. And if you do it, then you will probably be very successful. Here you go. You have the Nine of Pentacles, which is a great card of nurturing. The thing about Nine of Pentacles is that it's a card of heaven on earth, but it kind of says we have to create heaven on earth. We have to do something to bring our own little slice of heaven down to earth. And a lot of you could be, that could be through like nurturing energy or taking care of something that you care about or whatever. You have the Three of Pentacles, the Sun. Those two wanted to come out together. The Magician and the King of Wands. This is all showing up in your current general energies for the week of the 30th, June 30th. So again, the Three of Pentacles in the Sun is amazing for attention. a lot of your readings, Capricorn, kind of like talk about attention or getting attention on something, here. And we also go down to the world, and the world is your card, Capricorn. So, a lot of you could be like standing out more in the world. You could be getting credit for the work that you do with the Three of Pentacles as well. Three of Pentacles is about putting your work on display. And the Sun is obviously the best card in the tarot, which is amazing. Definitely could be a lot of positive attention coming in for the work that you've done. And this has been something that's come up for you a long time here, Capricorn. And, I think this is also long overdue because, having Pluto in your sign, like as I always say, is something that has probably, kind of had you more in the background. And has probably, there are other things that you've dealt with as well. Like in 2016, you had Saturn in your sign as well. So, it's like one of those things where you've been working behind the scenes, but now it's time to get attention, right? You have the Magician. The Magician is about manifestation, of course, and manifesting whatever you want in your life. I feel like intuitively, I kind of feel like you need to realize that you're much more capable than you realize, Capricorn, especially with whatever you're trying to accomplish. It's like you might think that you can only accomplish so much, but, I really feel it is time for Capricorn to exceed their expectations or, do better than they think they can, because you will. There's really no good reason for it other than that. I also feel like you can have whatever you want at this time, Capricorn. Again, he is kind of like pointing up here to the Sun and the Three of Pentacles, and he's pointing down, with his wand, and he's pointing down to the Nine of Pentacles. This and this would both kind of represent what you focus on is what you will get. She has this falcon on her hand here, and the falcon represents focus, but basically she's training her focus on the Nine of Pentacles, and what she focuses on is what she receives in life. So obviously focus on good stuff, right? You have the King of Wands. Yeah, I think this is you here burning up in a good way here, Capricorn. I feel you are a little bit on fire this week, or you could feel a little bit more motivated this week. Again, I'm not saying it's perfect. We're definitely not in a perfect time, but I feel like you feel more motivated to me, more driven, more courageous. I think that you've built a lot of confidence. You have the Strength card at the end, and the Strength card's coming up in the area of the good stuff. So I feel a lot of, really, I just feel like this is the energy that you are embracing this week is the King of Wands. Being bold, assertive, confident. He's also a little bit of a visionary. So if you have any futuristic ideas, don't be afraid of like using your futuristic ideas to accomplish great things. Let's see. With the Sun in the Three of Pentacles, you have the Five of Pentacles. Yes, do not call attention to your weaknesses. I think I said this to you in your July readings. I'm pretty sure that you had the Five of Pentacles, and I was saying something about how you need to make sure that you're focusing on the good stuff and not like all the reasons you shouldn't do something. The Five of Pentacles is like focusing on the wrong things, focusing on your weaknesses when you should be focusing on your strengths. And, that's definitely what I would do with this card for sure, is make sure you're focusing on the good stuff. With the Magician, you have the Six of Cups. Six of Cups can be a turnaround, number one. So it can be a gift from the universe. And usually the gift we receive is like the removal of obstacles, It can also represent love, but really it's a card of innocence and nostalgia. It's a card of thinking about the past. And, part of me, like, I feel a couple of things intuitively for you here, Capricorn, is like, number one, I think you need to be more playful. They say that Capricorns age in reverse. It's like they start off as little old people and then they get younger as they get older, actually. And so this is like a very well-known Capricorn thing where Capricorns do become more playful in life, like over time, like as they get older. And I think that would be important for you to kind of to work with that energy. And it's a great place to manifest from, is like a more like that joyful kind of like just joyful energy. And I feel that manifesting from that place would be a very good idea for you. With the King of Wands, you have the Hangman. Everybody has had the Hangman. Everybody had the Hangman in the July readings as well. We do have a Mercury retrograde starting on the 17th that will go till like August 12th or something like that, I think. And what I would say is that I don't really think this is that bad of a retrograde. I don't think retrogrades are as big of a deal as most people make them out to be anyway. But I do think that this retrograde could be bringing a lot of new perspectives in our lives. And now, this retrograde is happening in Leo, and we had Mars retrograde in Leo this year and last year. So I kind of feel that we could be reflecting on the Mars retrograde during this Mercury retrograde, but we could be reflecting on things that we need to take action on. And we could also be seeing like better ways of doing things. So, I think it's a great time to like explore all sides of whatever it is that you're creating in life and just, see where it goes. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you at this time, you have this Wish Upon a Star card and this Shining Through card. I think you are shining through, Capricorn. All your readings for like a couple of years now have been about getting attention. And, of course, you might be saying, well, this has been happening for a couple of years. Why am I not getting attention? I don't freaking know, Capricorn. Why are you not getting attention, if that's what you're saying? You don't just magically get attention. You're going to have to do something for it. You're going to have to put yourself out there. You're going to have to take bigger risks. You're going to have to, start that impossible idea that you have. And so it's not like going to magically happen. But if you do it, you will get the attention. I also think it's an amazing time to make a wish. Clearly, Sun, 9 of Pentacles so far. You have the Justice card, the World, and the 9 of Pentacles. Justice is balance, obviously, and I think that you could be creating more balance in your life, which is going to be important. We have the South Node in Virgo. One thing about the South Node in Virgo is that if we are out of balance, we will probably notice. We will probably develop some sort of symptom, or we could have some sort of health issue if we're living life out of balance, or something like that. So I would make sure that you're creating balance in life. Justice is also about looking at the evidence. So if you're working on anything in your life, paying attention to what's working and actually backing it up with evidence, like not just assuming that something is going to work in your life, but actually knowing that something is working because there's evidence is important. You have the World, which is you. So whenever you show up as yourself, Capricorn, it puts you in a position of power and strength. This reading is definitely all about you, for sure. It's like there's really, the whole reading is kind of just talking about you, your energy, so it makes sense. But definitely could be some sort of accomplishment coming in for you at this time. I think this whole summer really could be a good time for, really this whole year. And not that it's going to stop after that either, but, if you're like thinking about starting new projects, new ideas, new businesses, new health routines, anything new, could be very successful for you. It's like just a really good time for you to do that. I also get travel here. So if you're thinking about traveling, I do think it would be a good time for you to do that. You have the 9 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles is a card of focus, like we already said, with this Falcon here. So what you focus on is probably what you are going to receive. I would make sure that you're focusing on the good stuff, obviously, in life, not the bad stuff. That will probably lead to the most success. I also feel like there's a ton of abundance coming in for you. I mean, she has these grapes behind her. The grapes behind her can represent having a specific skill, but they can also represent abundance. So if you have been working towards something, like in work or business, there could be a lot of abundance this week. With the Justice card, you have the 9 of Pentacles again. So exactly what I just said. Now, I would definitely create balance. The other thing that I would say here, Capricorn, is I think Capricorns have a habit of like when something works, you could be thinking to yourself, okay, how can I work harder on this to create more success, right? I feel like the Nine of Pentacles and the Justice card is saying, it's fine for you to be successful, but also Two of Pentacles, work hard, play hard. If you're not taking a break, if you're not, having fun with the success that you're creating, then you're just going to burn yourself out. So I would make sure that you're creating balance with the success that you're creating. So that looks good. With the World, you have the Chariot. A lot of movement here, a lot of travel. Some of you could definitely be traveling a lot, or you could be planning to travel a lot. Again, I always say I have a crap ton of Capricorn in my chart. It's like normally I'm always traveling. If you've been watching me for a while, you know that I never stay in one place. I'm always moving around all over the place, right? But basically, for the last year, I haven't gone anywhere. And it's like all of a sudden, I really wasn't planning this, but I am traveling now in August, October, and December. I already have trips booked during that time, right? Like all of a sudden. And this wasn't in the plans or anything like that. It just happened. And so the reason I'm telling you this is because this could be happening for you, where it's like all of a sudden maybe you decide like, oh, I need to travel at the end of the year, or I need to go do this, I need to go do that. So, again, there could be like a lot of opportunity for you to travel coming up, or this could also just say there's going to be a lot of movement as well. Like there could be a lot of moving pieces in your life. You could have a lot going on where you need to like do a lot of different things, right? So that's like popping into my head. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the King of Wands again. So yes, like I said, I think you're focusing on yourself this week. This reading is definitely all about you. And yes, I understand that you are not a fire sign, believe it or not, but I think that you are embracing that King of Wands energy at this time. Being very bold, being very assertive. I think you are probably doubling down on making things happen in your life. So yeah, I feel pretty good about that just in general. Next, in the area of what is coming in for you, you have this Intuition card and this Prepare card. Yes, very intuitive time. All the readings for July were very focused on intuition and trusting your intuition. Trusting the messages that you're receiving as well, like especially your dreams. The Prepare card is, I feel, saying you need to prepare. I think there could be like a big opportunity coming in for you, like something that's going to be very hard to ignore. You have the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles, to me, can represent something that's hard to ignore. We'll talk about it. But you have the Five of Swords, Two of Pentacles, King of Swords. Five of Swords could be something that you're walking away from. Again, this is very Capricorn energy that you're probably going to be dealing with because Pluto has been in Capricorn for so long. And yes, I understand that it hasn't been there for a while, that it's officially been in Aquarius since the beginning of the year. But again, this isn't something that's going to happen overnight. But a lot of Capricorn people, I think, have been asked to just cut things out, things that no longer serve them. And these could be things that have been established in your life for a long time. I also think that Capricorns are being asked to take bigger risks and not to like play it too safe. So, a lot of the opportunities that are going to be coming in for you could be coming in the form of a risk that's like worth taking. You have the Two of Pentacles. Actually, I'm going to show you over here. We have, the Two of Pentacles, we have these waves that start small over here and get bigger as they go across the card. Sometimes I feel the Two of Pentacles is about something that's very hard to ignore. Basically, sometimes I think the card itself can say that something is coming in for you, like an opportunity that is building, where it's like, I don't really have a good example, but it's like, imagine if you've been thinking about making a change in your life and, you see a little opportunity. And then, over the next month, it's like maybe your mom randomly mentions the opportunity and maybe she didn't even know the opportunity existed. It's like there's a little clue. Then maybe on TV, you see like a commercial for an opportunity that is exactly the same thing. Like, that's what I mean by something that builds. It's like an opportunity that keeps being brought into your consciousness, right? And so that's what I feel with the Two of Pentacles for you. Is that there's something, and this is something I think you should probably pay attention to between now and like September. I think the next few months, basically, that there could be an opportunity that's kind of like building, or it's like maybe the energy is building, or you're noticing it more, right? And whatever that opportunity is, I would go for it, Capricorn. It could literally be anything, but it's popping into my head hard that this is something. And here's the other thing as well. It's like, you could take advantage of it now or in September. So why not do it now? If this is like a work opportunity or a business opportunity or a love opportunity or a health opportunity, it's like, I wouldn't wait. I feel like this is saying like, sure, it's going to get harder to ignore over the next few months, or you could just do it now, right? And so I kind of get that feeling on that card. You have the King of Swords. King of Swords card of knowledge and wisdom. I kind of feel like this is very general, this energy of the King of Swords. I feel like it's, in general, just saying that you already know everything you need to know to be very successful at this time. Like, I kind of get these energies of, like, needing to stop doubting yourself and, things like that as well, Capricorn. I really feel like self-doubt is popping into my head for some reason. You actually don't have any cards of self-doubt except for the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles isn't really a card of self-doubt, but it is a card of calling attention to your weaknesses. And so I think that you need to, which kind of is self-doubt, I guess, right? So I think you need to not doubt yourself in that right now. And I think you need to not doubt what you know. You probably know a lot more than you think, like way more. So I think you need to trust yourself more with that card. With the Five of Swords, you have the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is about moving forward in a new direction. So I do think that it is going to be an important time for you to like move forward in a new direction here. There's something very exciting coming in for you. I'm telling you right now, I'm not trying to be mysterious here, Capricorn. I'm not trying to be, clickbaity or anything like that. But that Two of Pentacles is really speaking to me in this reading. And it's like, I think this could be an exciting, just something that's exciting to you, something that you're interested in, something that you want to be doing with your life. And the Page of Wands is the kind of like desire. He is the card of enthusiasm. And I'm wondering if that's what's been missing in your life. And I do think we get there sometimes where it's like, we just have a hard time getting excited, and that can make life very hard. If you have nothing to be excited about, that's like, what the hell do you do? And so I'm wondering if this is kind of like the return of excitement, which is great. With the Two of Pentacles, here you go. You have the Ten of Cups. This will make you very happy, Capricorn, whatever it is. So Ten of Cups is like fortune after difficulty, happy home, happy family. It could be love, but, again, I really think this reading's all about you. So this is probably something that is like a little bit of a dream. These 10 cups exist above these people's heads. And so it is a dream. They need to bring that dream down to earth. One thing I will say with the 10 of Cups is 10 of Cups says don't get high on your own supply, right? You have to, 10 of Cups is good, but it is a dream. And they have, part of this is the problem with this card is that they need to escape the fantasy. They need to make sure to bring it down to earth. And normally I wouldn't worry about this, but we've had Neptune and Pisces for almost 14 years. Neptune's going to retrograde back into Pisces. The problem with Neptune and Pisces is the fantasy. It's like we can have this amazing fantasy for our life, but we basically are too excited about the fantasy, and we're not doing things to bring it down to reality. So, again, I would make sure that you make your dream real. With the King of Swords, you have the Queen of Cups. Yep, definitely time to follow your heart. If I were a Capricorn, and I basically am, all I would be doing is listening to my heart, plain and simple. If my heart told me to do something, I would go and do it. And guess what? I have been. So there you go. And I would just listen, plain and simple. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this tricky situation card. It says, slight approach is necessary in order to safely navigate a tricky situation. You have this lone wolf card. It says, listen to your inner wolf and embrace your sacred wild nature that thirst for freedom. And yeah, you probably do have a thirst for freedom right now. This is coming up in the good stuff. So if there has been a tricky situation, I feel like you have safely navigated it, or you are currently safely navigating it. So I'm not too worried about that. But definitely a lone wolf energy from this reading. Like I said, this reading is all about you. You have the Eight of Swords, the Strength card, and the Knight of Swords. Yeah, it's like you're setting yourself free from something. Part of me feels like this is excitement with that Page of Wands. Like I said, where, it's like hard to explain, but sometimes I think we just get to a point where we just don't remember like why something excited us, like our job, or, why we were excited to work on something like a project. And when we lose that passion, obviously it shows in what we do. And so I hope that makes sense, Capricorn, but that's kind of what I get. Like, I feel like you're getting excited again for something, and it might not be again. This could be something completely new. Sometimes I think we just have to admit to ourselves that something doesn't excite us anymore, and then we have to stop doing it. Plain and simple. And when we do that, and we set ourselves free, then we'll find excitement. But the Eight of Swords and the good stuff is definitely a good card for setting yourself free. You have the Strength card. Strength can be a card of patience, but also a card of building strength. Really happy to see this with the Five of Pentacles at the beginning, because, obviously Five of Pentacles says do not call attention to your weaknesses. And with the Strength card, we have to double down on our strengths. So I feel a lot of you could be doubling down on your strengths with this card, and obviously that would be a good thing. The Strength card is also a display of strength. Again, we have the Shining Through card, the Sun. there's a lot of attention for Capricorn, but Capricorn has to get the attention, you know? It's like I think Capricorn has to believe that they're good enough right now to get, some type of attention, whatever it is, whether that's in work or love or money or spiritually, doesn't really matter. But I think you need to think that you need to know that you are good enough. You have the Knight of Swords. Yeah, I think things are going to start moving forward very quickly for you. Speed, we talk about speed all the time, Capricorn, in your readings. You always get these cards of momentum. Like, you have the Chariot here. You always get, like, the Eight of Wands with me sometimes and things like that. Momentum is definitely building for Capricorn. I think you're just used to very slow energy for, like, 20 freaking years, right? And so, yeah, it's like imagine if you were born in, like, early 1900, and it's like, your whole entire life you've been walking up, uphill both ways in the snow, and then all of a sudden cars get invented. It's like that's what's happening here in your life. It's like you're going from being old to young. I said that. With the Eight of Swords, you have the Three of Wands. Yeah, it's time. I think Capricorn needs to take up more space. I say this to you all the time as well. Capricorn needs to think bigger, and I also think Capricorn needs to believe that they deserve the credit. Three of Pentacles in your reading. So it's like you need to believe that you deserve the credit for the things that you're saying and doing. And I know I'm speaking very generally here, but this, part of me thinks this is in work, right? So in work and business and career, it's like you need to speak up more. You need to brag more. You need to be like, no, these are my freaking ideas. I want credit. Boom, right? Done. But also other areas of your life as well. You need to believe that you deserve good things. And the belief is, I really want to stress that as well. I think believing is important for you here. With the Strength card, you have the Eight of Pentacles. Yes, love it, because Eight of Pentacles is straightforward, diligent work and results. And, Eight of Pentacles says if you put the work in, you will get the result, which is definitely something that has been very hard for Capricorn for many years. So I think you are finally getting the credit for the work that you're doing. I think you're also, if you do work now on anything, it's like you're finally getting the result, which is also great. With the Knight of Swords, you have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands, card of conviction. Seven of Wands says, when you know that something is for you, when you truly believe it deep down inside, then it is for you. So I think the more you believe that you deserve something, the better with the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands also about drawing a line in the sand. I feel like you're proving to the universe that you're serious about something. I do think that's a great way to manifest things sometimes. Like, sometimes I do think, I don't necessarily believe that the universe challenges us like that, like tests us like this, but it's like sometimes I think we tell the universe, I want this, and then the opposite shows up in our life. And when we stick to our guns and we say, no, I'm not accepting this because it would cross a boundary, then the universe knows that we're serious. And I kind of, that's like, those are the words I'm getting. It's like the universe knows you're serious now, Capricorn, about like whatever. You have this Peacock card. It says, beware of great pride. Yeah, I would still be careful of cocky people right now. And we have Mercury going retrograde in Leo, where Mars was retrograde. So, I don't know. Could bring back, like, cocky people or, whatever. You have this Beetle card. It says good fortune on it. Yeah, we have a lot of good fortune cards here. Three of Pentacles, Sun, Ten of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, and the good stuff. Chariot, Nine of Pentacles twice. I mean, amazing, right? So definitely a very fortunate time for you with these cards. I would be like doing more things that do bring these fortunes into your life. I would be like soaking up that energy as well. It's kind of popping into my head. Like the more, when something good happens, the more grateful for, like the more gratitude you can express towards it, the better. I always say this, like I used to be the type of person where I would have a victory and I would just rush right past it on to the next one, right? And, the problem with that is I was always chasing my tail. Like something I've changed over the past like 4 or 5 years is that when I have a victory, I sit with it for like a little bit extra time. I just enjoy it a little bit more. I just am a little bit more grateful for it. And I sit there and I say, I'm grateful for this, right? I earn this and all that other stuff. And I don't know. It just seems to me like I attract more victories now since doing that. And also my victories last longer. I'm not always having to chase my tail. So again, I think gratitude is a good idea with this reading. You have this Feather. It says, someone you know is undependable and insincere. I think this is a tough lesson that Capricorn has learned. I mean, just in life in general, because you've had Pluto in your sign, people probably have been undependable and insincere over the past many years in love, in business, in career, friendships, everything. I think you need to realize that has changed. Seven of Wands. You know what line in the sand to draw with people in all things. And I think you need to trust that. You have this claw card, says be careful, do not take risks. I don't really like this card because we are in a time where, like right now, we are in a time where we have to take risks. One thing I would say is that we should be taking a very specific type of risk, which is the risk of exposure, but maybe not other types of risks, right? So what I mean by that is like we have to take the risk of getting attention right now. We have to take the risk of speaking up and being wrong. We have to take the risk of sharing our ideas and things like that. But other types of risk, maybe I would avoid. You have this ear, it says good news on it. Yeah, definitely could be some good news coming in for you as well. But this looks really good, Capricorn. Love it. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.